Hi Libra, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is your monthly general reading for the month of October. As always, the housekeeping is down below, so if you want to subscribe or you want to know what deck I'm using, how to book a personal reading and all that, it's all down there. The way this reading is going to work is I will pull 5 cards. I will pull one for each week of the month. So we have week 1, week 2, week 3. Week 4 will be that last week and the few days leading up to Halloween, Samhain. And then we will have a 5th card for the overall energy and how to channel and harness the month's energy to be more productive or to navigate the whole month. So let's see how we are going with the first week of October for you, Libra. Happy birthday, by the way, if it's your birthday this month or you've just had it. The first card we have for the month of October is the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords is about being in such a desperate place that we need to use our tenacity in order to survive, to thrive. Survive. There's no thriving going on here. This comes from a place of desperate need, of having this, coming from a place of pain and trying to navigate and survive the other side of what that means, recovering from that trauma. Now, people respond different ways to trauma. Some people go and get the healing and they navigate it and they do the healing and recognize that they are doing the work and then they move forward in a successful way. And some people hurt and lash out and they will take from others, and this can be taking its swords, so you can be taking through the actual actions that we're doing, or it can be through the words that they are saying. Somebody could be taking chunks out of you or talking behind your back, but there's it's coming from a place of desperation where they feel attacked. And some people have the flight response where they go running, and some people have the fight response and they go out and attack and claim and take what they can in order to make themselves feel better. And that doesn't justify what they're doing, but it does explain why they're doing it. So sometimes this is the card of tenacity when you think of the fox. So that's often the way I think of this card, is we have the energy of the fox, where the fox, we've encroached onto their land, and then we have a go at them for taking out of our bins when really we've taken their resources, or things have been taken from them. Everything they know has been taken from them, and they're now in a place of survival where they're stealing out of bins or getting rabbits in our garden because their food supply, we're on their land, so their food supply isn't there. So they're doing what they can to survive, and that's kind of where this energy is. Somebody is doing, the way they're acting towards you is because they're just trying to survive. They're just trying to get through. They're in this kind of desperate situation where they're just surviving, and their response in this case is to be the fight response, where I will actively go and take what I need to in order for me to survive. So it doesn't atone what they did, but it does explain what happened, why they may be doing it. Equally, you could be in this place right now. Are you attacking people? Are you taking from people, claiming from people, taking their joy, taking their what they require because you're trying to survive and do the best that you can, because you're kind of in this trauma response where it's fight or flight, and your response right now is to fight. I want that. I will take that. You're doing so much better than me. I feel like I'm in a small place, so I'm going to take some of your joy away. Are you doing that behavior? Are you sneaking around behind someone's back because you're not feeling in a secure place yourself, or you're in a relationship where you're unhappy and your response is to go and cheat, or your response is to go and steal, or you're self-medicating in some way, that self-medicating. You're trying to make yourself feel better by taking from others in some way. So it's about being mindful of those actions. Where is it coming from, and what is the root of that? Is there some way that we can support someone that's trying to hurt us? I'm not saying we have to. If somebody's stealing from you, you don't really owe them anything, but sometimes some people want to help the people that are hurting them because they recognize that place is coming from a place of pain, and that needs healing. Whether you deal with them and directly help them with that is up to you, but recognizing it is helpful in our healing by understanding them, and sometimes by healing the other person we heal ourselves. So everybody reacts differently to things happening to them, most of the time this comes from a place of trauma, a place of unhealed pain, and that's why they're doing that. That's the way they're coping with that in that moment. Okay, let's see what we have for the second week of October. We have the 3 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups teamed with that Seven of Swords, sometimes it is to do with a third party situation. So it may well be that you are considering cheating this week, this month, but they're your decisions. You're an adult. You will suffer the consequences, as positive and negative, to do with that, with your decisions. But equally, it can be that if that has happened where somebody has taken from you and damage has been done to you, things have been taken from you, this is your friends, your support network coming in to help lift you up. Whether that's because you're acting out and people are recognizing that you need some form of support and that something needs healing within you, and so your support network are coming in to say, right, we're sorting this out, we're going to support you, we're going to get this sorted, you need to heal, we're here to support you while you do that. Or something's been done to you and your friends are going, this has been done to you, we're coming around to support you, we're going to sit with you so you can cry, and we're going to laugh, and we're going to set the worlds to rights, and we're going to make sure we're here until we come, until you get there. And they will celebrate with you when you find your way back up, because they were there in the rock bottom, right? This is rock bottom for you in this moment, whether you've had something done to you or you've made some really bad decisions and you've done something to somebody else. These people that are coming in right now are your people, they are your support network, and they will cheer from the rooftops when you rebuild your life and you get to the point where you can celebrate amazing success, because they're there when you were crying and you needed picking up from the floor when it was all too much and this trauma was done to you. Let's see what we have for the third week. The third week is already going. We have the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is obstacles. So where we were starting to make progress and we're starting to heal, a healing journey, or any journey, has peaks and troughs. And this third week of October is going to be a week of obstacles and things that are coming up in order to kind of hinder your progress this week. The fact that it's quite the five of, and it's in a minor suit, it's the Five of Wands. It means that it's minor arcana, so it's a minor inconvenience in the sense that you can find a creative solution around it and get yourself over these obstacles. You just need to find the way around it, but you will find these solutions. There are, again, people around you. It may well be that there are people putting blocks in your way and you just need to navigate around them. Do not give in to the burning frustration that comes with that block. There is fire, there is passion. It matters to you that you get through them, but don't allow the blockage to cause frustration within you, because all it's going to do is block you further. You need to take a step back, get clarity of mind, and find that creative way, or use that fire energy, that creative fire energy, in order to find that solution to surmount or go around or negate the obstacle completely, in order to progress forward. So yeah, you may well find hindrance this week that blocks your energy and progress. Little setbacks, not major setbacks, but setbacks nonetheless. Okay, let's see what we have for the last part of October. We have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is blocked communication, blocked decision making, blocked thoughts. There's a decision that you need to make and you don't want to make it because it's hard. It's a hard decision. The Dumbledore analogy always comes through for me with the Two of Swords, and that is making a decision between what is right and what is easy. The right path is going to be hard. It's going to be the true path. It's never easy to do the right thing. Anything worth getting is hard earned. So one is going to be relatively easy, which could be repeating the behavior that's going on right now, or you've reached this crossroads. Am I going to stop this behavior? Am I going to stop letting my shadow, my negative self, hold me back from progressing forward? Whatever the root of that trauma is, whether that's somebody doing something to you or you doing something to somebody else, whatever that is, that comes, whether you're lashing out at someone, that comes from a place where you've been hurt and you have trauma, or whether it is the trauma of somebody doing that to something to you. Healing that and processing that, and how you navigate what that means and how that comes up for you and how you get past it. That's going to take hard work. The healing takes hard work, but it's necessary. You can either carry on ignoring this pain or ignoring that it's happening, or you can choose to do the work and choose to do the healing. And it'll be a harder path, and there's waves right in the background, big waves in the background. So, and there are mountains there. So it's about getting over these huge obstacles, but it's going to be so much harder if you don't do the work now. You're going to end up doing that work eventually, but are you going to do it now by doing the hard work now, choosing to do the hard work and having the ease quicker and less work to do overall? Or are you going to take the easy path where you just pretend it's not happening and it becomes a bigger and bigger beast that you have to surmount, and then you have to do even more work to get to that? And in the meantime, by suppressing it, you've done more damage to yourself, so you have even longer amounts of shadow work to do. So yes, it might be hard to acknowledge and process those feelings right now and bring that to the surface and witness it and do the work that's necessary to heal it, or you can just let it carry on and ignore it's happening, and you're going to have to do it eventually, and it's just going to be a bigger thing to climb, a bigger mountain. So absolutely make the decision between what is hard and what is easy. What is easy is to just leave it as it is and pretend it's not happening, but the hard stuff is to acknowledge that there's a problem and start doing that work to rectify it, or change the behavior, change the pattern. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Okay, the overall energy for October for you is the Star, and the Star is about when everything's gone wrong, when everything's hit the fan. The Star is what, so the Star comes after the Tower, and the Tower is when everything is razed to the ground, everything is smashed, destroyed, and we've hit rock bottom. The Star is what we do afterwards. The Star is how we rebuild ourselves. The Star is allowing ourselves time to process what just happened to us, what the trauma was that happened to us, looking at ways that we need to rebuild, looking at what we still have, and using what we still have and the tools and the knowledge that we know in order to rebuild our lives back up again. There is actually a blessing within the Star. When the Tower brings everything down, clearly it's fallen down because it wasn't strong enough to withhold the storm, and it wasn't built correctly. There were flaws within it, so everything that wasn't serving that original Tower has been removed, and you can now choose what materials you want to rebuild your life with. Do you use the same materials? Do you use the same people that are in there? Or did they fail to show up when you needed a show of strength? Did they come crumbling down and fail, and so your foundation is broken? Then they don't get to be part of the foundation anymore. So make sure you're being selective with the materials you're using, with the people that you are bringing in, with the tools and the skills. Make sure that you're being more selective with where you're getting knowledge from, or checking your resources, or it's about seeing that. Also with the Star, there is divine protection around you at this time. It's emotional divine support and protection. So don't be shy at asking for divine intervention to come in to help you, to guide you, to support you. Call in angels if you believe in angels, call in your spirit guides if you want spirit guides, call in your ancestors to come and sit with you at this time if that's your belief in your faith system. Call in what feels right for you and your intuition, because right now you've hit the rock bottom and you just need to call in everything you can. There is no right, there is no wrong when it comes to calling in spirit guides, as long as you're calling them in from a place of love and with the intention that they too are working from a place of love. Call them in, call in your team, so that they can come and look after you. You've got to rebuild yourself. There's emotions to process, there's healing to deal with, there's trauma. It's going to be a long journey, but if you want to reach the top of that mountain, you're going to have to start building up your stamina, building up your strength, building up your emotions, building up your resilience, so that when you go to chase that mountain, it doesn't matter what storm hits you on the way, you're still going to reach that peak. So it's about making sure that you're being selective with what you're bringing into your life now moving forward. And you can release people that weren't there when the proverbial hit the fan. Where were they? Were they there running to your aid and holding you while you recover, or were they nowhere to be seen and they just turn up when there's a housewarming party for the new tower that you're building for your life? Maybe you don't build a tower at all. Maybe you build something else. Maybe you build a bungalow because it's long and on one floor. Who knows? But you're rebuilding. It's whatever you want to do. There is freedom in that tower moment as well. You can sit there and go, what do I do now? Or you can sit there and go, okay, this is where I am. Where do I want to be, and how am I going to get there? What do I still have? Where do I want to be, and how are we going to bring the two together and meet them and build it in the most strong and future-proofed way for us moving forward? I hope that is of some use to you. Hopefully I will see you again soon. Bye for now.